Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Football United TV. This is the Premier League weekend show with your host, me, Anthony Herbert. And now it's time for that famous intro. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's show. I have a special guest on with me today. First time on the show. It won't be the last because I'll have him on here. It's my mate, Bill. He's a Chelsea fan. How you doing, buddy? You all right, mate?
No, mate, I'm not all right. I'm not all right. I'll put it simply, I'm not all right. But I'm happy to be on the show. Yeah.
And that's it. Do you know what? It hasn't really been a great weekend of football. It's only today's matches. It's such two of them were great. Was worth watching. Even though I had work today and I did not watch any football to whatsoever. I got home, and when I got home from work, Newcastle, they were actually, I think they were 4-0 up. When I got home, and then I had to make myself something to eat, shower and change, and then get on the stream. So that's been my weekend pretty much.
Yeah.
Weekend. Right, before we go on, I'm just going to bring this up. GlassioKits.com. This is a company that we are sponsored by. They do actually a wide range of football kits. Bill, I know you love your football tops. So if you've got your mobile ready, take a picture of this, mate, and then you could type it in, and then you go onto the website. It's proper football tops, authentic. The prices are good as well, really good prices. Also, it ranges from from this season, obviously going back. There's a few vintage stuff on there as well. So it's all good. I've actually looked on the website. I've actually put in the baskets, in the basket a couple of tops that I like. So, unfortunately paydays for me is for tomorrow. So, I might pick out a couple and treat myself towards Christmas and say, there you go, love, to the missus. That's me. That'd be me birthday, Christmas present. Sorry. So yeah. So what we're going to do now is just go straight onto the first one as well. Right, Bill, do you like what I've done here, mate?
Yeah, mate. Put my name on it.
Village Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 1. Right. I'm just going to go small and brief because I haven't watched no games obviously today. Obviously, it pinged up on my phone that obviously Aston Villa won 1-0. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for the game, I think was you. I think you were down to 10 men. I think you had a man sent off, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if this is true. Chelsea, mate, they're just dire at the minute, aren't they? They're like, I mean, can you show people your top, mate? Look at that sponsor on there as well. The badge. Look, what's a sponsor? Well, they're holding on for those 3 points. I don't know when they're going to get it, but it might eventually come soon. But Bill, all I'm going to say is your team, mate. You have the floor is yours, and what you think of the game, the formation, tactics, whatever. Let's hear it, mate.
Okay, I'm starting off pre-game. I like the lineup straight away. When I saw that we were looking at a back four, I was excited. That's something that I've been calling for since pre-season. Overall, I just think that nothing surprises me with this football club anymore. Nothing does. It's just horrendous how well. We were on a show the other day, and I was saying that I'm not confident going into it against Aston Villa. I'm not confident at all. I think overall we've been shut down too many times by teams that, no offense, are way lower down than where we should be. We should be hitting European spots. We should be at least in the top half of the table. Whereas with fixtures coming up, I really do think that it's going to be one of those things that we might be going down to sort of bottom three. That's how it's looking like if we carry on with this form. Overall, I don't think we played horrendous. I think, again, I'm going to say this: we just can't score. It's that simple. I don't know what it is with this number 9 curse. It's been going about since Diego Costa left. We've had, when I list off these strikers, Anthony, right? We've had Morata, Higuain, Batshuayi. We've had Tammy Abraham. He's probably been the most recent successful striker that we've had. And it's just these names are so poor. Jackson, look, he's young. I'm going to give him his credit. He's got credit in the bank for me because of his age and because of his lack of experience. And I'm more than happy to give him time, and I'm more than happy for this club to sort of try and develop. But I really can't see any sort of development at all. It's game after game, week after week. It's the same thing. We're doing all right. The team's not bad, and then we just can't score. I don't know what it is that we're allergic to, but it's just not happening. Aston Villa, I like Emery. I like what they're doing at Villa Park. I absolutely rate it. The players that they're signing and the tactics and how they're getting in Europe and performing and everything. I think they're an exciting club to be around at the minute, and credit to them. I just think overall, Chelsea is just what you don't want to be. Chelsea, where the bridge is not a home place at the minute.
No, he's not, mate. He's not. He's like what you said with Emery. He's a really good manager. He's king of winning the Europa Leagues, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's pretty much got a good CV. When he brings in players as well, and you can make them gel, and you can actually, turn them like that. I mean, last season he improved Ollie Watkins. I thought, I think Ollie Watkins had something like 15, 16 goals last season and 8 assists. So what I read, but I mean, he was the one that turned him around. Obviously, he hasn't really been doing it this season. Obviously, apart from today, I think this is his first goal this season. Yeah. But I mean, there's so much I could talk about this game. I mean, like obviously with Poch, it makes you think: does he know his first 11? Because the amount of players you've got at this club, and we were discussing this Friday night, weren't we, on the Man United agenda? And the amount of wingers you got there in your team, attacking players and that, it does make me think. Do you feel like some of these players are they players that they bought in this season? Do you think they're Poch's, or do you think they're the owners' players that he's bought? Do you reckon Poch may have had some say in in bringing in maybe one or two players of his own for this season? I don't know.
I think definitely there have been Poch signings. I think Cole Palmer's one of them. We saw it with Tottenham, how Poch set up with the 4-2-3-1, having that right winger / number 10 who likes to cut in and be more of an attacking midfielder, which allows the right back to bomb on like Kyle Walker did. But now we've seen it with Reece James or Malo Gusto. We've seen them sort of bombing on. So I think that's a signing. I think potentially when we're looking at other players as well around the club, I just think that if I'm being completely honest, it's going to take a while for us to turn this sinking ship around. I think overall our owner hasn't got a clue. I think our manager he does very well with young players. He likes the players that want to learn under him, like we saw it with Dele Alli, Kane, Harry Winks, Dyer, at Tottenham. So he's definitely got the experience in developing younger players.
Yeah.
And that's all we've got at the minute. I just think maybe Poch is overwhelmed. I saw a post the other day. Chelsea have got a starting 11 of injuries, an actual official starting 11 of players that we've got out injured that is it's not an 11 that's good enough to be in the top 10 with the amount of injuries we've got off at the minute. And I'm not going to blame injuries. I'm just going to say that we weren't good enough. The amount of players we've got in each position, we should be able to be performing, even if we have got a full team out that's injured. I just think, that fans are going to have a real eye-opener that the Abramovich era is over and we will be going back down to, not the Championship, but we're definitely going to be back down to mid-table for a good couple years until we sort of find our bearing, get some proper staff going. I say staff, I don't know what's going on with our medical team. The amount of, I'm not blaming the injuries, but Reece James coming back early and then not even lasting 45 minutes. We've got to be looking at the medical team there. Are they doing their jobs properly? Are the physios doing their jobs properly? Then we move higher up. Bowley wants to be the director of football when he first comes into it. He wants to start making signings, giving players 9-year contracts, players that don't want to be at the club. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's toxic from the head of it downwards. And I think there needs to be some serious conversations around the club as to what everyone's job is happening. What if everyone is doing their jobs? So
yeah, it does make you feel like that. There is pretty much gloom and doom going around Chelsea at the minute, and it's just quite shocking. You know, the old team, the way we used to know Chelsea, obviously years ago under Mourinho, and you know, and managers like that. You know, you've had different managers in that. I just feel it's going to be a real tough season for yourselves. You know. But anyway, let's go on to the next topic. Is it to me, Bill? It looks like you're getting a bit upset. I think have you got those tissues down there on your?
Yeah, I've got the tissues, mate.
All right, mate.
I'm needing
them. Right, we're going to go on to. I'm just going to keep this in brief because I told you obviously I do my own show on Thursday nights at 9:00. Gunner Small Corners. The only reason why I put this in was because I just want to chat in brief, and this was like a good game this weekend. So I'm just going to go into brief. Arsenal versus Tottenham, North London derby. As you can see, the score was 2-2. I think I predicted 3-2 to Arsenal. Obviously, a 3-2 win. As you could tell, obviously that didn't happen. But you know, I feel that, you know, this game was good, exciting. I didn't see it because I had work, but I was catching highlights of it on YouTube on the trying to get it on my mobile phone and watching it at the same time on the way in. But yeah, I mean, Ramiro obviously the defender, he scored the own goal, and Saka with a penalty, and then Son come up with two of his own goals as well. But it was literally. I think it was like a minute after Saka scored his penalty, and then Tottenham attacked a minute after, went down our end and scored literally within about 60 seconds after kickoff. You know, after the penalty was taken. So, you know, that was a bit disappointing. You know, it makes you think if you score, no matter if it's a penalty or a normal goal, whatever, and then the other team kicks off and scores a minute straight after down at the other end, it makes you think, you know, in that period of time, the defense must have been really poor. Fabio Vieira, I think, apparently he played well. He came off injured. Then Havertz came on his sub. You know, your ex-player. I think I think he might be going back to you in January. Well, I hope so. And apparently he didn't have a great game when he come on. So I've been told and read. But Billy, what did you think of this game, mate?
I think, like I said, I think this is Tottenham's probably best chance of beating you at the Emirates that I've seen a Tottenham team coming into an Emirates fixture against Arsenal. I think this is probably their best run of games heading into it, the best sort of team that they've looked like winning the game. So, I mean, my prediction was 2-1 Tottenham. I reckoned it was going to be a close game. I did reckon that Tottenham were probably going to edge it, and I wasn't far off. I just think I'm going to be serious. As an Arsenal fan, are you happy with this result?
It to me is yeah, no. Yeah, no. I mean, because obviously you got to think, being an Arsenal fan, is at home at the Emirates. I mean, we're trying to come big this season. You know, I mean, we missed out on the Premier League last season because, in my opinion, I think we bottled it last season. But
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the season that Arsenal can. I mean, there's only two. I don't know. The only team that can match Man City at the minute is going to be us, Arsenal. And if I was to name another team, I mean, who could you put in line in contention with that? Could it be Tottenham or Liverpool? I mean, they're the only teams that's doing it in the minute. But you know, I in all fairness, I wanted a win. I feel Tottenham fans are being more happier than obviously Arsenal fans. Obviously, playing, you know, a reasonably good, well, a good Arsenal side, I should say, going away to the Emirates and drawing 2-2. At least they won a loss for them. So that's another thing. I feel we missed Martinelli because obviously Martinelli was out for injury, but I just feel that Tottenham. Look, you've got to praise them. There's life there after Harry Kane. You know, I see it more in their attacking role. You know, in their it's not like passing the ball to Harry Kane and he scores on, and you know he goes on and scores a goal. This one I've noticed with the midfield and the strikers, they're sort of gelling more. You know, there's maybe more of a free role and they're playing really well around the around the edge of the box and in the box. The key to that is the midfield, I feel, and that Tottenham side and Maddison. You know, to me, he's an absolute baller, James Maddison. I wanted us to sign him, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be, and Tottenham snapped him up. I just feel like Arteta. You know, I feel that if there's an opportunity to sign somebody, you know, for a reasonably good price, he just sort of misses out on it, sort of thing. You know, then you know we pick up that kind of dog shit we call Havertz, but you know, that's it. But you know, but then again, it could have been a loss because Tottenham played really well in this game from what I've seen from the highlights. So you know, and that's that. Is there anything else you want to add to this game, Bill? Or?
Only that I'm just I knew it was going to be a close game and a good game. I was surprised at how Son is picking up again. Obviously, last season he wasn't amazing. It was more of the Kane as the leader. And with Kane going, there was obviously a lot of questions around Tottenham. Whether is Son going to step up? Is it going to be a joint effort? And I think Son's definitely doing that.
Yeah.
I definitely think Son is improving again and going back to potentially what he was doing already. So yeah, it's nice to see. Not as a Chelsea fan seeing Tottenham doing well, but I liked Son when he was balling out, and obviously quite nice to see him drop off. But seems like he's back.
Yeah, true. There's a couple of comments in here. I'm just gonna go for the comments, Bill. He's on there. Gunner Forever. Thanks, mate, for tuning in and watching. It says a part of the manager's job is adjusting to injuries. I'm not sure Arteta is great at that, to be honest. Every season and performances under him has collapsed whenever a few players are missing. Well, it's true. I mean, look at today's game. I mean, we missed Martinelli. I feel if Martinelli was playing, and obviously if where the position where Havertz was playing, obviously, if Fabio Vieira was obviously selected in this game, it would have been Fabio Vieira. But have you noticed now with Mikel Arteta, since we've been starting games, he's been dropping Havertz and he's been bringing him on like most probably within like the last 20, 30 minutes of a game. I've noticed that in the last couple of games, obviously against the Tottenham, you know, today's game at North London Derby, and also I think it was when we played Man United as well. I think. Well, actually, no, he did play against Man United, and then he was taken off because he had that chance to score, didn't he? He missed an absolute sitter, and I was like, oh God. Every time you see him, when he's playing, he's like, get him off. Get him off.
He's a useless. I really thought he was going back to the Bundesliga, if I'm honest. I'm so surprised that another Premier League club who've seen him for a couple of years have paid 65 million for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, in all fairness, I'd be honest with you, you had the better deal.
Yeah.
I really thought if Havertz was going to play today, like the full game, I thought if he's going to score, it must probably be in the bloody North London derby. But how wrong was I? And then we got Jordy in his way. The effing lads. Yeah. Big up Jordy. Thanks for tuning in. He then goes on to say, it's sad to see Chelsea playing, to be honest, mate. And it is. We've literally discussed that, the topic for the last one we was chatting about the North London derby. But I mean, Bill's the one, he knows about Chelsea and this and that. And, I mean, a lot of people did feel sorry for him Friday night. The love was there, Bill. The love was there.
Yeah. I think it might be my face. People just see the Chelsea shirt and the sad face.
It can be, yeah, it is, yeah. What's the chances of seeing you in an Arsenal shirt? If you're going to support a proper team in London, just put an Arsenal one on. Then when you start building up winning games, get back to your Chelsea, mate.
Absolutely not.
No chance. Bloody hell. Right. And Jordy goes on to say, bruh, Ange Ball is cooking. Madison is mad today. Yeah, he was mad. He was absolute baller. I rate James Madison. I just wish he was. Well, then again, Newcastle. It was rumored that Newcastle wanted James Madison as well. So there was us, Tottenham, and Newcastle that wanted him.
Yeah.
So
Chelsea linked with him only for like a week or two.
Yeah.
But I think the rumours with Chelsea dropped pretty quick when we saw the likes of, like you said, Newcastle coming in and all the others.
Yeah, it was, mate. Miss Melina's in. Hi, Miss Melina. Yeah, I hope you're well. I'll try and get
Arsenal shirt in the.
Yeah, she's a good. Do you know what, Miss Melina? She's brilliant. She knows Arsenal. She's I think she does her own show, sort of thing, like on YouTube as well, and she does do good content. Obviously, if you're still in, Miss Melina, put your show. If you're still doing it, put the link in the chat if you can. We'll get some people. Spread the love from YouTube community. That's what I say. And then she goes on to say, "Great job, Jordy," which it was absolutely fantastic job. You couldn't argue with that. Which brings on the next one. God, Sheffield United 0, Newcastle 8. Right. As I said, when I came in, Newcastle was, they scored. They actually scored their fourth goal. They were 4-0 up. And I got to be honest with you, this was an absolute thumping. And it's just, I mean, what can you say about this game? I mean, everything that they had, they didn't step a foot wrong. Newcastle, but I mean, for on Sheffield United view, if you're a Sheffield United fan at the minute, I got to send commiserations to you, because to be honest with you, to get something like that is, blimey, it was absolutely brilliant. I mean, there was goal scorers over. I mean, I don't think one player scored 2 goals. I think it was all 8 different players. I think it was Longstaff, Bird, Botman. Oh God, who scored? Wilson. He scored the Dan Wilson. He scored the 4th goal, and I think Amaroni's got 1 in Isaac, and I might be missing a couple of other players as well. But I mean, the list was endless. I mean, to have 8 goals and 8 different players to score them, unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
Billy, just give me your views on this game, mate. You wish it was Chelsea, I know, but you know.
Not only do I wish it was Chelsea, I mean, I'm not even going to get into us anymore. I've had enough talking about Chelsea. They're pissing me off. Newcastle, fantastic performance. I really did. I did worry about Newcastle, and I mean, it's only Sheffield United. No disrespect to them, they ain't doing nothing special this season. So I was expecting a Newcastle thumping, but to this extent, I was not prepared for. I think, if I'm being completely honest, Howe is cooking something. The transfers he's getting in it's unfortunate with the Maddison deal. I know they were linked with him, and he could have done really well sitting in the middle of the park for them. But I mean, they don't need him. They're cooking as it is. I did question the Tonali signing. I thought he's a fantastic player, but I didn't think physically he was going to impose himself in the midfield compared to other Premier League midfielders. He's proven me wrong. Trippier is just showing his class. He was obviously at Spurs. He goes to Atletico Madrid, learns a bit more about the game, comes back, and he's just absolutely cooking down at right back. It's just consistently banging him, assists and defense. He's just unbelievable. So, yeah, credit to Newcastle. And I think, if I'm being completely honest, Newcastle could potentially be talked about in top four again. If they keep performing these sorts of ways, I don't see a reason why they can't.
Yeah, I mean, I know they were playing away today, but I mean, I know. Sorry, I'm just going to bring your team up one more time. The name Chelsea, but I mean, any team. Like even us at Arsenal and that. I mean, I think Newcastle's going to be a threat this season, especially when you go to their ground at St James's Park, and you're going to be up against a decent Newcastle side. You know, but. I feel they are definitely going to do something this season. Newcastle. I think it's like what you said, a top four maybe. But you think of it now. I mean, what was your predictions? You remember we did our league predictions.
Yeah.
You said Man City, didn't you, to win the league? Or
so I said Man City to win the league. I'm going to skip over second and third and fourth. I predicted Newcastle to just fall short in fifth or sixth.
That's why I had Newcastle.
I didn't think that they were going to be capable of handling the Champions League on top of the cup games, on top of the Premier League. We're still yet to see if they can handle it properly with all the games coming in thick and fast. But from what we're seeing so far, it looks all right for them. It looks like Newcastle are going to be all right handling it. But if they pick up a few injuries, I can see Newcastle going downhill very quick. Their squad depth isn't amazing.
No, it's not. No. So their best bet is obviously try their best to stay injury-free, obviously, throughout the season. Well, at least to January, because as we know, the owners there, they've got the money. I think you might see an extra one, maybe two additions to the team. Obviously in the January transfer window at Newcastle. That's a fact. It will be. But yeah, I really think they're going to be like a force to recommend with. Definitely. Just going back to a few more comments because there's a few coming in. Static is in the house. He's saying hi panel with a thumbs up. Big up Static and thank you for tuning in. Jordy goes on. I always wanted Maddison in Toon colours, but Spurs stole him. To be fair, fantastic player, and obviously the sad face indicates it all. I know your pain, Jordy. I know your pain. I'm exactly the same. And then Static goes on to say, he says 8 likes, like and subscribe. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, share, even press that notification bell. Not just for my Premier League weekend shows and Gunners from All Corners, also from the Champions League view, United across the globe, and also there's a feature show. There may be a feature show tonight. I think it's on about 11 o'clock with our friend Morley from Brazil. He does all the football in America and that sort of stuff. So that's is worth a watch. That one. There's good content on that one, Marley. And then Static goes on to say, what? 8-0? Wow. It was static, believe you and me. I couldn't believe it. I thought when they were 4-0 up, I thought, right, that's it, game over, obviously. And then they went on and banged in another 4 goals. 4 goals I missed. And then Jordy goes on and says Higginbottom feels bad for him, though. Yeah, I think he's been around quite a long time now, that Higginbottom, hasn't he?
Mm.
And he goes on and goes, yeah, only Trippier sure left out to score, to be fair. Yeah, it was, yeah. Same really, because I got Trippier in my fantasy football.
He get 4 assists, in fairness. If you ain't going to score in goal, 4 assists is all right.
Oh, he assisted 4, did he? 4 of these goals. Oh, brilliant. Now, guess what, Bill?
Your FPL team's even better.
Oh, definitely. I got to be top. Well, last time I checked, I was top of the league. He said, and static. He goes on and says, "Well done, Newcastle. As for Sheffield United, damn, I feel so sorry for them. Me too." Do you know what, Bill? I just want to see one thing. Now, obviously, this is bringing up your team again. I do apologise, but you know what it's like. Even on my show, is going to be the same in the Man United agenda. Now, Newcastle go and thump, right? Sheffield United 8-0 away. Now, you went on, you played Luton, this newly promoted Luton, and beat them 3-0. I got that prediction right, but all I can say, was you home or away in that game?
We were away, I believe.
No, I think you was. I think it. No. Yeah, it was. I think it may have been away. You may be right.
I think we were away, from what I can remember. Shame
on you. If you're gonna do it properly. Do a Newcastle. Do you know what? We'll play against Sheffield United and we won't score 8. Do you know what? I think we'll most probably beat Sheffield United if it was Arsenal. Most probably be about 3-0, 4 if we're lucky.
Tell a lie, it was at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, but yeah, that's even worse. You should have. You should have. I wouldn't have aimed up to that, mate. You should have just kept it quiet.
Mate, I talk real. Whether it's bad or not, I'll talk the truth.
Yeah, I know, mate. Geordie goes on to say many pundits talk about how Newcastle does after that draw. It's summary, but they are, well, now they can sense what we can do. Yeah, it's true. Do you know what? I think when they played against, it was AC Milan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was 0-0 in the Champions League. And, you know, I mean, fair play to Newcastle. You know, they've been out of the Champions League. Blimey, I think the last time that they was in the Champions League, I think Bobby Robson, Sir Bobby Robson. I know he was the manager there, and he was in the Champions League. This was when they had the likes of obviously Alan Shearer was still playing up front, and I think Craig Bellamy was up front for them as well. So I mean, if George is still in the chat, he could quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it may have been under Sir Bobby Robson. Absolute amazing manager. My idol. Everybody's got ideal players. I have as well, but you know, as a manager, him and Brian Clough, they were the best too. He goes on. He goes, thanks for me. Thanks for making me a mod, mate. Nah, that's fine, mate. That's sound. That's sound, Geordie. That's all right. And Doug from Doug Ain't Football Channel. Good up, big up, Doug. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. He's a Liverpool fan. This one, I think the West Ham was it 2-1,
3-1.
Oh, 3-1. So it's who?
Final score was 3-1. I know Salah got a penalty, but that's all I can remember.
I think.
And Bowen scored.
Darwin Núñez, yeah, he scored the second. I think Bowen score? I think it was 1-0 and Darwin 2-1. That's all I can remember. So, but he goes on to say Paul Spacking bottom. Yeah, it was spanked and it was spanked properly. He might not sit down for a week after that, Doug. And then he went too soon. It is too soon, but never mind, mate. We all know what you mean. Yeah, what's up, Doug, mate? Congratulations to your win against West Ham. Yeah, well done, Doug. Liverpool winning that game. He goes on to say, cheers, Geordie, appreciate it. Well done on yours. Yeah. And then Sideline Football Show says, big up, Matt. I'm not Matt. I'm Anthony, by the way. Bloody hell, I've never been assaulted in all my life. I'm better looking. God, blimey. Look at this. God, blimey. And Sidelock is who you cheer for. Right, let's go on to the next one. Right, so we're going to go on now. We're going to go on to Player of the Weekend. Right, Billy, I'm going to go first because I need to go first. With me, I am actually going to go on. I'm going to say Son is my Player of the Weekend with the 2 goals that he scored against my team, Arsenal. You know, I really thought he played really well in that game. You know, he has been he has been a little bit poor, like, you know, obviously from the first game of the season, the first few games of the season, even though he was playing well. But I think that with Ange, because I'll destroy his last name, I'll just call him Angie, the manager. You know, he's been playing. You know, he's been setting different tactics. The way Tottenham are playing, you could see them, and I think they tried to adapt to that. You know, the formation and also the tactics, what he's providing for the team. But they've done it really quick like that and adjusted to it. What's your player of the weekend, mate?
Is it Chelsea? Put it in the comments. It is Trippier for me. Oh, no, it's not Chelsea. Never Chelsea player. It'd be Trippier for me. 4 assists, I think. Although it is against Sheffield United or Wednesday or whatever team they are, I think Trippier, that's just a masterclass from him. At fullback, going up and getting 4 assists with an 8-0 spanking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, that's good. So I'm just trying to see how long we've been running for. So yes, we got time. We have time. Last but not least, the last part of the show, we are going to go on our predictions for next week's game. Hey, Bill, I don't know if you remember, we did the predictions on another stream. I don't. But then again, listen, if your scores are different, your score lines are different in this one, after the games have been played, then so be it. I think a couple of mine, what we predicted on our show that we did Friday night, well, most probably will change. But I'm gonna let you go first. You're gonna have the first call. The first game is Aston Villa versus Brighton.
I'm gonna go with a 3-2 to Villa.
Right, so 3-2 Villa. Do you know what? I'm gonna go on the fence with this one, and you've picked a good scoreline, heavy scoreline there. I'm also going to go with some goals in this game. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, it was either a draw or a win, and I reckon it is going to be a winner by. Let me name a Villa player. I can't think it. Ollie Watkins is going to be scoring in the 80th minute.
Yeah. You know why that is, don't you? Right. And it's Bournemouth, and Bournemouth are home, and they've got the mighty Arsenal.
It's going to go 2 ways. It's a tough one because you struggle against Bournemouth sometimes, especially at home to Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth's home ground.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
Sorry, Bill, what was that? Yeah, I couldn't hear you, mate. 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh. I see you muting my mic.
A 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what? I am going to go. Obviously, you've got to back your own, haven't you? Do you know what? I can't see Bournemouth scoring in this game, even though they're home. I just can't see them scoring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal on my one.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next match after that is Everton. They're home. Everton versus Luton. Now, totally forgot. I mean, I could have had them in the. They won 3-1, didn't they, Everton?
Yeah.
On the weekend. Do you know what? I totally forgot what teams were playing the bloody scorings over this weekend. But yeah, I mean, what's your prediction for this game, mate? Everton versus Luton.
I'm gonna go Everton 2-0.
Everton 2-0. And do you know what? I'm going to join you on that one, Bill.
Yeah.
With a bit of luck, that might be the only one. Right. On the next one, they're at home, is Manchester United, and they're entertaining their Crystal Palace.
And what's that? Old Trafford?
Is it Old Trafford? Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to United.
Right. Okay.
I do think United are going to win. I think they've got enough players that are capable of scoring. And I think so do Palace, but I think Palace just ain't on the same level.
I think Palace will get a goal. I think they will score a Palace. So do you know what? I'm going to go one back. I'm going to go 2-1 Man United, because I thought they're poor at the minute. I mean, you're not the only top team that is poor. They're poor as well. So, I think that's that one. Now, they won 8-0 today, Newcastle, and Newcastle, they're home to newly promoted Burnley.
I'm going with a...
I've already written mine down.
I'm going to go with a 4-1. 3-1. 3-1 to Newcastle.
3-1 Newcastle.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be another 8-0. So I can't see Burnley scoring. So they've got a juicy fat 0 on that one. I've actually got them down. Don't know if you can see it. 5-0. 5-0. I got them down for 5-0 win. West Ham are home to Sheffield United.
West Ham 2-0.
Do you know what? I thought of that in my head. Flipping hell. Do you know what? I'm going to go 3-1. I think Sheffield United will get a goal. After that, their reaction would be their aim would be to get a goal against West Ham. I think James Ward-Prowse at least score a goal or a free kick or something. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham. Now, the next game is Wolves. They're home, and they're hosting Man City.
I'm going to go Man City 3-0.
Oh, you swine.
What?
I just ripped my scoreline down, and I did exactly the same, 3-0. Right, I'm not happy about this. Now, this one, you're going to have to think carefully and hard, because this is really a hard one. They're at home, Tottenham versus Liverpool. Or do you want me to skip to the next one and then come back to that one?
No, we got this. We'll roll it in.
Right, I'm going to write my scoreline down. Right. Okay. And then I'm going to see what you're going to say.
I'm actually going to go with a 3-2 Tottenham.
3-2 Tottenham. Okay, that's not actually bad, because I actually had this game down for a draw. I put 2-2. I think it'd be the same as the North London Derby, so I put 2-2 down. The other game now is Nottingham Forest, and they got Brentford.
Oh, I'm going 1-1 for that.
You're going to go 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1. Do you know what? We haven't had it, and I'm going to go for it now. I'm going to go for a boring 0-0.
Nah, I think both teams are capable of scoring. I just don't think that there's gonna be too much difference between them.
Right. Now, Bill, breathe in and breathe out. Okay. Fulham. Fulham to your lovely, promoted? No, nah. Fulham to your lovely Chelsea. Now, what's your scoreline on this one? I'll give you a minute to think about it. I'll give you a minute, mate.
Where is it?
Is it Fulham's ground?
Craven Cottage.
Craven Cottage. So yeah, so you're away.
I'm gonna go with I'm just thinking, right? Reece James is injured. Now our second right back, Malagusto, has got a red card. So we've got 2 right backs out missing next game. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Fulham.
2-0 win to Fulham. So you're not backing your own then, mate?
I think it's going to be a 2-0 Fulham.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say for the sake of the stream that, so write me down 2-0 Fulham.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say for the stream that it's going to be 1-0 Chelsea.
Right, so 2-0 Fulham, but did you see 1-0 Chelsea?
Yeah.
Right, so 1-0 Chelsea, and that's for the sake of the stream, yeah?
Yeah. I've got to back my team, haven't I? So
I'm going to give you this. So whatever you do, if it's 2-0, you get it. If it's 1-0, you get it. Because you know, I feel sorry for you because you're in the mud, mate. You're in the mud. You know that, right? I've actually gone. I got you down for 2 goals. Right. So I've gone I've gone Fulham 37, Chelsea 2. So no, I haven't. I backed you for a win at the bottom. 3-2. I've gone 3-2 to you.
you think Chelsea are going to score 3 goals?
I think Chelsea might score 3. It's good. Do you know what? I know with Chelsea, but it's going to be unexpected. You know, it's going to be unexpected. You're due a win. You are due a win. So what I'm going to do now, Bill, I'm just going to go back to the comments because there is absolutely loads of them. I think they were doing the predictions. Obviously, I'm glad you all join in for your predictions. Where am I? So I just trying to find where I am. Is yours big up? Who's here for? So sideline football. He then goes up and laugh out loud. I think he was on about me because he said, "Yo, Matt." And I mean, if Matt's in the chat, Matt knows I'm looking. Do you know what I mean? He's obvious, mate. And Geordie goes on and goes Trippier, no doubt. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, to assist 4 goals is absolutely brilliant. He says Wednesday's fans might be partying tonight. And then Matt goes in and goes, the votes are in. Who took more away from the North London derby? 5 votes. 100% Spurs, 0% Arsenal. I ain't having that. That is rubbish. He's winding me up. I'm not having it. Ain't having it. And whoever voted on that, shame on you. I would have said most probably 60-40, 60% Spurs, if anything. Shame on you. Right. The other one was Geordie goes on to say Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 2. And then he goes on to say Villa 1, Brighton 3. Then he goes on to say Everton 3, Luton 1. And then he goes on. Actually, he could be right with this one. I did think of this one, actually. He's gone from Manchester United 1, Palace 2, Newcastle 5, Burnley 0. He's actually, do you know what? I've actually gone 5-0 Newcastle. I did see that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes 2-0 West Ham. He's good. And then he goes on to say Wolves 1, Man City 3. All Brothers on fire. And then Spurs 1, Liverpool 1. And then he goes on to say LFC will stump to Spurs 2-1. Oh, sorry, that was Sideline Football Show. Big up Sideline Football Show, by the way. And they go on to say, you wish, laugh out loud. He's talking, you know. It's obvious. I'm not going to repeat myself. And he goes, Forest 1-0, stinky victory. George is put in there. And then Sideline Football Show goes 0-0 Greek. And then he goes on and says laugh out loud. Then he does another laugh out loud. And then Sideline goes on to say Fulham will give a full show. So he's going for a 2-1 Fulham win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Geordie then goes on to say Fulham 0, Chelsea 1, 99% hope, 1% chance. Well, at least there's 99% in it, mate. There's hope. At least he's right on one thing. Well, he's actually right on all of it, but
I haven't even got hope.
Then Sideline goes on to say laugh out loud. And then he goes on to say, "Oh, see, Bill, look, you got the love, mate. You got the love. You only get the love on these Man United channels. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's a Premier League weekend show." And then Sideline Football Show says, "That's nice from you." And then he goes on to say, "I don't see that many goals from Chelsea," which is true. Then he goes on to say, "Come on, what's going on here?" Laugh out loud. Sorry. And then Sideline Football goes on and goes, "Ha ha! I like that 99% hoop comment." So he likes it. He likes it. So that is all the comments done. That's pretty much that's it. We've come to the end of the show, and we've done it in 52 minutes. So that's it. End of the show. Bill, Bill?
Hello? Completely.
Billy. Bill. Hello? Do you want to give people a shout where they can find you? Do you want us? See, I knew it was for you, mate. They're jinxing you. You all right? Can you hear me now? Bill? Right, we seem to have lost Bill. He's gone. But yeah, so but then again, that's it. That's all the comments read out. Sideline, I see your last comment, mate. It says, "Good show, guys. Respect and love," and respect and love to you as well, mate. And then obviously, Georgie goes on to say, "Mate, your video is lagging." Is it? I don't know if it's me or if it's Bill, but you know, fair play. Your video is mine video is lagging. Oh, it might be my internet then. Well, anyway, I just want to say thank you for watching for tonight's show, and make sure that you all enjoy your good weekend. Listen, if you're a Newcastle fan, then congratulations on your 8-0 win. That is actually a good squad, good squad and a good scoreline. Trippier, amazing at right back, setting all those bloody 4 assist goals up. But that's it now. So anyway, I think if everybody enjoys your nice weekend, what's left of it, that is, and then enjoy your weekend. And we're off. I'll see you later, folks.